So I always ask people what song is like your, I guess, goal as a songwriter. I have one. It's Last Kiss. Because it's gone for over 50 years that people seem to recognize it and always seem to remember the first time they heard it. Do you have a song that stands out to you that's like, man, I wish I wrote that one?
Wow. No. I used to play rock and roll when I was in high school. So, I started out with the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and the Eagles and all those guys. Okay. Fell in love with the Eagles, so I kind of followed them. And as I grew up, and my dad used to listen to the old time country music, and I just, when I got a little bit older, I just went back to that, and I said, that's what I really love. So, Merle Haggard, George Jones, George Strait, those kind of people, I just I admire.
One of my child is named after a Beatle. He's named Lennon. That's a long story. Okay, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I got one last question. What advice would you give new coming songwriters out there?
Keep at it. I mean, really, it's, and I was just asking him that very question about her too. How in the world? I've been here writing songs for 2.5 years, putting them in front of everybody I could, and how in the world is she getting something on a chart? I mean, it's who you know. Right. The people you come in contact with, you go out, you sing every chance you get heard, you talk to as many people as you can, you work the room, and the more you work the room, the more contacts you're going to find and the more opportunities you're going to have.
That is true. I recently got my song on some internet radio stuff, and it was just a post randomly one day that gave me the idea to get these emails going. Mm-hmm. Hit the pavement in the internet way. The internet pavement.
There you
go. All right, well, I'm going to give you the rest of your time. Mr. Roger Dean.
And you young songwriters have a lot more time than I do, so I have to put a lot of stuff into a short amount of time. I'm running out. Anyway, I'm going to start with a song called My Old Friend and Me. I was just feeling nostalgic one afternoon and decided to put something down on paper. And this is what I came up with. We'd walk through Johnson's orchard on the way home from school, climb the trees for cherries, but the old man was no fool. He'd be ready and waiting, start yelling and chase us home. Talk with Mom over coffee, she'd raised us alone. We rode our bikes up the canyon, along the river to the dam. Spent some lazy days fishing, not seeking fortune or fame. And other days we'd play baseball until the sun went down. Parents made it clear that was the time to head on home. Well, we both look a little different now. Our hair is turning white. When we look up close, our faces show wrinkles in the light. We talk about the good old days growing up in Tennessee. Wonder where the time has gone, my old friend and me. Well, we both liked Becky Johnson, but were afraid to ask her out. We'd walk her home from school and find things to laugh about. Like peas in a pod, the three of us were tight as glue. Never wondered what would happen when the good times were through. So I kissed her on the field at a hometown football game. When he took her to the prom, things were never quite the same. Now after 50 years of marriage, I guess they were just meant to be. When she passed away, we both cried, my old friend and me. Well, we both look a little different now. Our hair is turning white. When we look up close, our faces show wrinkles in the light. We talk about the good old days growing up in Tennessee. Wonder where the time has gone, my old friend and me. We still wonder where the time has gone, my old friend and me. Thank y'all. We're going to do a song. I like doing this song, and I don't know why I even wrote it. I woke up one morning about 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was going through my head. And so I just came out and said, well, let's write it down. And I don't know that it's got anything to do with me, but, I've got an album coming out next week, and this is one of the songs that are on it. It's called People and Places. And this is just about one of those guys, one of those people that's doing some songwriting and singing, and one of those places that he calls home. So it's called Going Back to Georgia. Looks like I'm going back to Georgia. Looks like my rambling days are through. The baby called, said, come back to Georgia. Said if I do, I'll be coming back for you. Well, I hit the road, never said I was leaving. Music was just flowing through my veins. Played most every night since I hit Nashville, but those feelings were never quite the same. I turned to writing songs about the Southland, Smokies and the Carolines. Them good old country pickers would always take me to that Blue Ridge home I had in my mind. Looks like I'm going back to Georgia. Looks like my rambling days are through. Baby called, said, come back to Georgia. Said if I do, I'll be coming back for you. Those good old country sounds that I grew up on. I forgot it. I was searching for the whole time. When I get back home, I'll be happy, 'cause it was always Georgia on my mind. There we go. Looks like I'm going back to Georgia. Looks like my rambling days are through. The baby called, said, come back to Georgia. Said if I do, I'll be coming back for you. Yeah, if I do, I'll be coming back for you. I don't know why I always do that. All right, we're going to do a song now that I was driving through Nevada, Mesquite, Nevada, and it gets pretty windy down there. The dust starts blowing around and everything, and all of the sagebrush and stuff just starts blowing across the road and things, and see some old buildings and things like that. And I started thinking about what it would have been like in an old town, like an old mining town, and that's just about ready to go bust. And so I wrote this song. It's called, what's it called? Oh, yeah. It's called Yuba City. She has to remind me, you know, I'm not as young as I used to be. So I've got my brain right over there. Sitting on a platform, waiting on a train. Doubt I'll ever be this way again. Watching the wind blow the dust around. Wishing I never had to leave this town. Drops of water dripping down my back. Sun out baking at a railroad track. Old wooden buildings I used to call home. Family's gone and left me here alone. Yuba City, what happened to you? Did the gold dry up or take the water to Yuba City? Looks like they stripped you down, turned you into an old ghost town. Well, there used to be a time when the streets were full, laughter and music and the liquor would flow. Miners would venture into town to get well paid from the gold they'd found. And gamblers in saloons dealing up cards, taking their earnings from the miners' rewards. But the good old days could only last so long, only hold a glitter with a prayer and a song. Yuba City, what happened to you? Did the gold dry up or take the water to Yuba City? Looks like they stripped you down and turned you into an old ghost town. Well, the last freight train's coming through today. Gonna catch that ride and take me away from Yuba City. What happened to you? Did the gold dry up and take the water to Yuba City? Looks like they stripped you down and turned you into an old ghost town. Yeah, they turned you into an old ghost town. All right. Thank you all. Okay. Gunslinger Ballad or Louisiana Catfish Preacher. Holler it out, quick. do them both. All right. All right. We're gonna do a song we call Catfish Preacher. It's about a man down deep in the swamp in Louisiana, and he does some good stuff. He does some fishing and gives them to other people and helps them learn about the Lord. So. Down in the bayou, Louisiana coast, deeper than anybody ever goes. Some folks call him the catfish preacher, just a swamp Billy that's felt the Holy Ghost. He's always kneeling on the broken down dock, fishing all day with a simple cane pole. 5-gallon bucket holds his catch. It's more than dinner, it's food for his soul. Singing way in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. I know where it goes. Maybe. There we go. Well, the sun goes down by that rusty old shack. He's rocking in an old tattered wicker chair. Catfish in a pan, frying up on the fire, holding Mama's Bible, hearing her prayer. Singing wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. Spirit of the devil used to walk around here. Hoodoo spell took hold till the cracks in his heart let the light in. Water washed the sorrow from his soul. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water. All right. I love it. I love it when electronics don't work right. I love it when my brain doesn't work like the electronics do. Let's do, here's one I haven't, I don't think, I may have done this once or twice. It's called, it's a gunslinger song. It's called Dead-Eye Pete. And we just got it recorded, and I have to compete with him. Okay. Gunslinger rode into town at dawn. They called him Dead-Eye Pete. His reputation beat him there. The fastest gun you'd never want to meet. He heard that some wealthy gamblers were laying their money down. Only a high-stakes game of chance could draw him back to town. Pete was always lucky, given the cards that he'd been dealt. To outdraw him at cards or guns, there ain't no chance in hell. Game dragged on past midnight. Players dropped out one by one. The girl that he once loved and left waited for the games to be done. The sheriff knew with Pete back in town there was gonna be a fight, 'cause the girl Pete left behind had become the sheriff's wife. She'd run away with him this time if he'd leave the game right now. Faces over ace, shook his head, tempted to break her marriage vow. They both walked out into the street as the sun began to rise. She left Pete to stand behind her man and froze from the hurt in his eyes. Her hand on the sheriff's shoulder, in a heartbeat they both drew. Then Pete sank down to his knees with a smile, dropped his gun too. Her fingers slipped down the sheriff's arm, he turned to see her on one knee. Surprised look across his face, knife bent for his back, slipped slowly free. Bloody rose grew from her heart, had he ever known his wife? Dead-Eye Pete never missed the mark, sheriff realized too late Pete had saved his life. Yeah, little Dead-Eye Pete there. All right. Let's see. Let's do what? Oh, the frog song. Okay. We're going to do that one. She calls it the frog song. You might just as well call it a giraffe song because there isn't a frog in it. So I'm not quite sure where she got, well, I know kind of where she got that from. She's not as crazy as I think she is sometimes. But it's about a crow, a one-eyed toad, and a hawk. It's called A Time or Two. Just about an old gentleman out in the woods living his life, enjoying it. The old man lived in a one-room shack. He'd walk to town, then he'd come right back. His morning coffee was always black. He was lonely a time or two. He was lonely a time or two. Saw a crow on his morning walk, a one-eyed toad and a brown-winged hawk. Sometimes they'd stop and they'd have a talk. He was friendly a time or two. He was friendly a time or two. His life was full of little things that filled up his days. A foggy morn, a drizzling rain, or an afternoon haze. The clouds would go and through the trees you'd see the sun's dancing rays. He was happy a time or two, happy a time or two. He was happy a time or two, happy a time or two. Man grew older and through the years he cherished his friends with all their fears that someday soon he would not be here. He loved them a time or two. He loved them a time or two. Now that shack is falling down. The crow and toad, they can't be found. Brown-winged hawk still looking down. He's seen a life or two. He's seen a life or two. Life was full of little things that filled up his days. A foggy morn, a drizzling rain, or an afternoon haze. The clouds would go and through the trees you'd see the sun's dancing rays. He was happy a time or two, happy a time or two. He was happy a time or two, happy a time or two. All right. Now some of my favorites. Let's turn to an old-time song. A little bit more what? Oh, I could do that one. Well, I was thinking about doing Tomorrow. Let's do Tomorrow first. Well, we'll see what happens. Let's talk about tomorrow, tomorrow. Today we can have a good time. We'll put off drowning our sorrow, but we'll have a few to help clear our minds. Let's invite our friends to come together. Maybe we can dance the night away. If we talk about tomorrow, tomorrow, there's a chance we'll both decide to stay. Well, we don't have to make the call tonight. We both know we want to get it right. So let's have some fun and hold each other tight. We'll pretend it's just another night. This is where the lead guitar comes in. we don't have to make the call tonight. We both know we want to get it right. So let's have some fun and hold each other tight. And we'll pretend it's just another night. Let's talk about tomorrow, tomorrow. Today we can have a good time. We'll put off drowning our sorrow, but we'll have a few to help clear our minds. If we talk about tomorrow, tomorrow, there's a chance we'll never say goodbye. All right. Thank you all. We good or one more? Are you sure? All right. Okay. Well, we're going to try one on you that we just had released. Came out last week. A gentleman by Ashton Eller helped me write this song. And it's called What's Written on Your Heart. What is written on your heart? Is it a song or is it scars? Did he leave you in the dark, hoping you would fall apart? And I can see your eyes are crying. Is it sadness or the rain? Will the love I give to you be enough to ease the pain? Let's rewrite the pages, make it the greatest story that's ever been told. We can live out the movie, hold you close to me, hang on tight and not let go. We can be the next best thing if we both can do our part. Can you share what's written on your heart? Would my lying next to you bring you comfort through the night? Would my smile as you awake bring you warmth in the morning light? As we sip our morning coffee and talk about me and you, we'll find our way together and our love will see us through. Let's rewrite the pages, make it the greatest story that's ever been told. We can live out the movie, hold you close to me, hang on tight and not let go. We could be the next best thing if we both can do our part. Can you share what's written on your heart? Can you share what's written on your heart? Oh, can you share what's written on your heart? All right. Thank you all. Appreciate you having me.